The RuneScape market right now has probably hit the biggest change that it's seen in a hell of a long time. I can't even remember another time since I've been playing that the market has like just flipped this damn fast. The release of Necromancy has made the demand of certain items drop like crazy and the prices of other things change for many different reasons. So we're going to talk about it in this video because one, it's just a really interesting topic to me, but two, I mean, holy hell, if you're looking to buy some other gear that's not Necromancy gear right now, it's kind of the time. So let's talk about the ups and the downs of the RuneScape economy and market right now because it's crazy. So I'm going to be using the website le.gg to be able to look at the prices and the actual graphs of what's been going on with the trades. They track recent trades of high value items in the game. So if you didn't know this existed, then you can just Google it, le.gg, and you can take advantage of this or use it whenever you want to. Anyway, let's take a look at this. This is the Fractured Staff of Armadillo, yeah? So let's find August here, which is around about here, right? There's August. It was around about 2.1 bill, and it was already on a downward trend, but everybody knew Necromancy was coming. People were probably selling up for it, ready to come out and stuff, and people were more focused on range since Zamorak anyway, right? And then when Necromancy released, everybody just sold. Everybody was selling stuff to be able to get the funds for their actual Necromancy leveling. And currently, the recent price yesterday was 1.75 billion GP for a Fractured Staff of Armadillo. This item was like 9 bill at one point. Obviously, that's a long time ago, but it's sat over 2 bill for a fairly long time. We're going to move on to the Bottle of the Last Guardian, and this one's had a lot of trades, so it's very different, right? Let's go to, I think August is here. So this is where August started. It was nearly 3 billion GP, and then obviously once Necromancy released, it just all the way down to 2.2 bill. So this dropped like 500 mil just from the release of Necromancy. And then as you can look now, it's gone even less than that from further down. So it's had some big drops down here to about 2 bill, and then it's climbed back up a little bit again. I guess people have gone, oh my god, well, the Last Guardian's so cheap right now, and then they're sort of buying it back up, and then it's crashed down again. Now this here is likely due to the Racial drops as well, which we're going to get onto at some point in the video. But as you can see, 1.8 bill someone sold one for. This is absolutely crazy. So the Bottle of the Last Guardian has been traded a lot more than the Staff of Armadillo, it seems, or reported a lot more at least, and it's currently sitting at around about 2 bill for the tier 95 range weapon, which before Necromancy you would have been looking between 3 and 4 bill from memory. Anyway, let's move to the next one. The same goes for the Dark Shard of Leng. When we find where August is, I think we are looking probably towards the end of this. There's not too much from August here. There we go. So it was around about 1 bill for the Dark Shard of Leng. Necromancy released, and we're now looking at 770 mil on the August the 9th. I'm assuming this has probably gone down again even since then. Crypt Bloom Armor did exactly the same, completely crashed down to 381 mil. I know this is true because I sold my Crypt Bloom Armor now because I just don't have a need for it. I used to pretty much only use Crypt Bloom at Zamorak or at Karapag in hard mode because it just made it more chill while I was streaming. But with Necromancy and Darkness, there's no need for Crypt Bloom for me right now. It just makes it the phase 4 and stuff super easy anyway, and it's look how much this is. This is halved in price. This has just gone down so freaking much. It's absolutely crazy. So anyway, the same goes for the Crypt Bloom bottoms. You can see 300 mil. I sold mine for around about the same price because I just didn't have any need for it. I wanted the tier 95 Necromancy gear, and there you go. Then you look at the one with the prayer soul. And oh my god, bro, this is crazy. This is a tier 92 wand, the best in slot magic one in the game. And of course, if we look here for the end of July, it was around about 1.5 billion GP, and then it's gone all the way down to 1 bill. I sold mine for about this price as well, 1.1 billish, before getting the tier 95 weapons. I pretty much straight up traded this for the tier 95 Necromancy main hand, and as you can see, it was around about the same price when I did this. Now the tier 95 main hand we're going to talk about soon, but that's even less than this right now for Necromancy, so it also has an effect on it. As you can see, the gear prices for other combat styles are just all on a downwards trend right now, which is very interesting. So yeah, right now all of the stuff is just on a downward trend with the value of other gear styles because the demand is lower for other combat styles. There's a new combat style to the game, right? So a lot of people are going to be like, well, I'm not interested in magic, melee, or range anymore. Let's go with Necromancy. But the interesting thing is, Necromancy is still by far the cheapest combat style in the game to get tier 95 gear with. So this is another big thing that's affected the market of gear for other combat styles. You can grab a tier 95 set for Necromancy right now. The weapons are under 1 billion GP each. The Omniguard, the tier 95 main hand, is absolutely dirt cheap for a tier 95 main hand. I've released my tier 95 gear testing video for Necromancy, and if you haven't seen it, go and check it out, because the tier 95 gear is insanely strong, but it's cheaper than every other combat style in the game right now. Drop rates of Raziel the First Necromancer seem really high, and it's not a bad thing in my opinion. I don't think it's a bad thing that the price of gear is coming down and is cheaper. It gives access to more players to actually get into it and use it. And of course, if you look at the fun of items, the things that are tier 95 plus are the ones that are fun to use. They have the interesting specs. The Staff of Armadyl is hella fun to use. The Bowl of Last Guardian is super fun to use, and the tier 95 Necromancy gear is super fun to use. And then you've got the other style that people don't really talk about. It's still pretty fun to use at the tier 95 level. So having access to this for more players, to me, is definitely a good thing. And I think Jagex have purposely, intentionally done this. They know fully well what they've done, making the drop rates higher. I'm sure they're very aware that obviously the Necromancer drops being super cheap will also bring the price of the other stuff down as well, because why would I pay 3 bill for a tier 95 bow when I can pay 800 mil for a tier 95 main hand weapon and another 600 mil or 700 mil for the offhand weapon, and it's still like just still tier 95. So that's one thing that's going on with the market right now. The gear and stuff is absolutely just coming down crazily, and even the Necromancy gear itself, because it's got a high drop rate, isn't going up in price, it's coming down too. That being said, anything that's related to Necromancy in terms of buffing it, such as the Undead Slayer ability and the Praetorial Codex, are gone up in price. I'll put a graph on screen for the Praetorial Codex because holy crap. This thing is now 1.6 billion GP, as it's come down a little bit, but it went all the way from 1 bill when I bought it like the day before release or 2 days before release, all the way up to 1.88 billion, so 1.9 bill, and now it's on its way back down again. So all these things have gone up in demand because everybody wanted them, of course, but everything's on a downward trend because I guess it's just everything's cheaper. And Necromancy dropping this often has just brought the prices of gear and equipment down. However, there is usually not some downs without some items going up, and there is definitely some items that have gone up a lot, a hell of a lot. Now, of course, if the Raziel the First Necromancer drops gear, a lot of people are going to want to be killing this boss to be able to get the money, right? This is true. The PvM supplies in the game right now are insanely expensive, and just to name a few of them, I'll pop them on screen for you right now with a price check that I've just done this very second. Now, if you were a regular PvMer before the Necromancy update, you'll know some of these prices are ridiculously high. We're paying 14,000 coins for a blue blubber jellyfish. We're paying 520 for greens. Pretty fine, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Saradomin and Brew Flasks are 42k. Guthix Restores at 80,000 coins each right now, because you don't want to be using regular brews at Raziel if you don't want to be, drinking down all your stats, of course. The Blood Reavers have gone up a ton. This is because they're very useful at Raziel as well, and also people are using them to AFK to get to the high levels of Necromancy as well, so these have gone up. And we're paying 11,000 coins for each Blood Reaver scroll, which is absolutely nuts. These heal 1,000 health, right? 11,000 coins for 1,000 health is insane, but of course it's useful, so the demand of it is there. Lantadime Incense Sticks increase the duration of your potion timers. People are using these to AFK, of course, for leveling as well, increase the duration of those. And Overload ingredient sets have gone up as well as expected. But a big one is a Manuscript of Jazz, which is just the page, is 150k each for a Manuscript of Jazz, because it is now one of the best books to use, especially at like Raziel and some places. Necromancy takes advantage of the Book of Jazz absolutely crazy. So the PvM supplies are really, really high right now because everybody's PvMing, everybody wants all this stuff, and you go through Guthix Restores and Blubber Jellyfish at Raziel insanely quick. Like you eat a lot, so the demand of it is really high. So the prices of gear is coming down. So keep this in mind, the bosses that drop the gear are giving less gold because the prices are coming down, but the PvM supplies to obtain the gear are going up. So the margins in between are coming down too. The only difference is on Necromancy, I suppose, you are getting less death costs, and you are also not using a Grimoire, which helps quite a bit. But yeah, I don't know, this is really interesting to me. I just thought we'd cover it, but the prices of PvM gear is coming down, so if you wanted to get other styles, now might be the time to do it. It may keep going down, I really don't know. I don't really follow the market all that much normally, but the PvM supplies are going up, so maybe it's time to make some profit for skillers as well, which opens up an opportunity maybe for some good GP made there. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about the actual market at the moment in the comments, please. I'm very interested. I don't really know where I stand with it. Like, on one hand, I'm glad that people can get gear and they can have fun with that gear and enjoy it and all that sort of good stuff. That's good. I don't think we should be like needing everything to be mega unreachable for the average player, but at the same time, like, killing these bosses are a lot less GP per hour now. But then if it's less GP per hour, does it matter if the things that you want to buy are also less expensive too? Does it kind of balance out, or do you still want to be getting like you know, the exact same GP rates? I really don't know. If the items are cheaper, then maybe it's fine, but the PvM supplies have gone up. Let me know what you guys think. I'm kind of in the middle, don't really know what to think, but there you go. Hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, please do sub to the channel. There's over 50% of you guys still not subbed to the channel, so do click that button if you got this far. But otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.